Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do this tarot reading for this soccer player, for this Korean soccer player, for Heungmin. People are very interested, I would say interested, and probably a bit, worried about, him. I believe um, I don't know if he had finished his contract with his soccer club. I don't know how to say this, how to talk in soccer terms in English, because I speak Spanish. So yeah, but this is a moment of transition for him. This is moments of change. So yeah, let's see what he has available for these next months. So yeah, if you are a fan of him, then please show your support. And if you know something about him that I don't know, please share it with me. So yeah, let's begin. I usually don't read for soccer players, but I always want to introduce change and new names in my channel and in my readings. So yeah, this is dedicated to him. So let's begin. We have the Queen of Swords, we have the Knight of Cups, we have the King of Swords, we have the Seven of Cups, we have the Tower, and we have the Page of Wands. And then, from another deck, I got the card of the Judgment. And the keyword of this card says Awakening. So, yeah, these are moments definitely of change, of, somehow, going through a kind of, I don't want to say the word crisis because it sounds like, dramatic, but it's important. I think that these are times where he has to review his options very well. I believe he does have them. And I think that he's able to get into, a very more logical mode. Um, and it's very interesting because, we start with the Queen of Swords and we have the Knight of Cups. So I'm like, who is this woman? Who is this woman that is like offering her love to him? This is like a very open love letter. And is he in a relationship? Does someone know? This could also represent, literally women supporting him, women loving him, or women being, very expressive about how they love him, and I don't know why, but I think that since I'm reading for him, and he is a soccer player, I wonder if a part of his I would say of his popularity, if it's in the hands of women. Because I see this Queen of Swords, and I'm like, women really love him, and I think that he comes with that energy of being very, very sure that he's loved, especially by women. So maybe he has like a fans club, a lot of women, maybe complimenting him because of his looks, because of, and these are very smart women. Like, I don't want to say like, oh, they just like him because he's pretty or because he's stylish. No, I think that they really love him. Like, there's something about me, wanting to say like, women really love this man. um and I wonder, I mean, he definitely received the love, but I wonder if also this has a bit of controversy in the sense, because I'm like, but where are the other kind of support? Where are the masculine energy in his, because we're talking about soccer players, so they have a coach, they have the other teammates, and it's a very, it's a competitive environment, but also there's a lot of guys, a lot of men. There's a lot of masculine energy, but I don't see the support coming from the masculine. More comes from the women. Maybe even, if it's like family, is like his biggest fans are his mother, and if he has sisters, or and I also think that I'm like, is he in a relationship? Because this woman could be someone important that is like very obvious about, like, okay, yeah, I'm going to let everyone know that I love you. or that I support you. Even if we are far away, I support you, or you are my ideal type. There's like this, like I said, this very open letter, very public of like, yeah, I love you. Um, but I think that seeing him, as this King of Swords, the Seven of Cups, I think that, he had always been probably successful with women. I don't know why I want to include these women and mentioning this, because I'm talking about the soccer player, so I should be more focusing on his skills. But the women are important somehow. But he's a very straightforward person. I think that mentally he's also very, very. I think that he's a bit cold. He's a bit detached. This is why I'm like, I can see, I can perceive the love of women for him, but I don't see him reciprocating. I don't see him, you know, um, allowing himself getting emotional or getting attached to someone romantically, even. I think that he's very straightforward in his communication as well. He could be a bit cold, he could be a bit detached, and right now he's more focused about, communicating this decision that he made, or maybe this, like I said, this change that he's going through, this transformation. He's sort of taking the lead. He's looking at the audience and the people in the eye, and he's like, okay, guys, I'm going to let you know that this is what I'm going through. This is what I'm deciding. He's very honest, he's very transparent, he's very straightforward. He loves to take charge in communication. So if he has something important to say, he will probably be the one that delivers the news. In the present, with the Seven of Cups, I would say that he has a lot of opportunities to choose from. There's with the Seven of Cups, there's also a lot of idealism, like, oh, this could be good for me, or people saying, oh, this thing could be good, more beneficial for him, or this one could be better. It seems like, he is at this point, and maybe in a couple of weeks, he's still going to be in this process of like, okay, yeah, I believe I have options. I can dream, I can aspire for something good for me. um it's just that it feels very like in the air. The Seven of Cups is like, yeah, you can imagine yourself, or being like, oh, I dream of working there or going there, but it's still, somehow, part of your imagination. But I think that he's a very intelligent. He's someone that has a lot of clarity in his life, at least in this moment in his life. So he's also not, being seduced by, false promises. I think that he's very intelligent. He's able to know who, and also appreciate, and being able to see beyond appearances, and be like, okay, yeah, I know that they are, like, I have a lot of options, but I have to be, serious about what do I choose. In the near future, with the Tower and the Page of Wands, um, um, I think that, probably this year is going to be, very important, because he's definitely, like, it seems like he's starting over. There's something that, there's certain structures that are no longer serving him, probably also certain relationships or friendships or connections that maybe he has, either with brands or with other deals, or with, being friends with, I don't know, famous people. I think that there's something with the Tower and the Page of Wands that is like, some things that maybe you thought that were stable in your life, they're going to shake, and they're going to fall if they are not meant for him, or if they were not real, or they were not, beneficial, or if they were not sincere. These are kind of connections and bonds that are going to disappear, or people are going to, suddenly not mention him. And also with the Page of Wands, I think that if he does choose another, another club, another team to go to. He's going to have to start from scratch. The page of Once is like someone that is very passionate. He's very passionate, and he has the energy to start over. He is also very hardworking. He's like, okay, yeah, I know. I probably, I'm going to be like the new guy here, or I'm going to be like the new face, and I will have to show, that I'm worth it of the opportunity. That I will have to work really hard. Somehow, starting from the beginning. It's like starting as if he was an amateur, I would say, because with the page of not the page, sorry, the tower. I think that this is like some foundations, or some realities that he thought that would always be like this sense of stability is going to be shaken, is going to be destroyed, is going to change, is going to be different. Where he's going, he probably is not going to be treated like he was treated in the previous place. So this is like, yeah, like a brand new beginning, and probably is going to be a place that also is going to challenge a lot his sense of security. He will have to be very brave to go in there, because probably the way they work, or their system of beliefs, or how they communicate, is very different from what he's used to. So at first, I think that he's going to feel it like, oh my God, I don't belong here. Or I feel a certain like animosity. I feel like, like somehow, these people want me to fail, or they want me to feel nervous, or they want to make me feel uneasy, or they are all the time like pushing me to see if I got what it takes. I see that for him, definitely, because it's like a new beginning. Probably it's like a new atmosphere, very different. Also the conditions are different. He will have to get tougher. He will have to get tougher, and he will have to, connect with his inner fire, with his inner passion, and just, defend himself, and also, be ready. Be ready for the challenge. Don't slow down. Don't show any weaknesses. Don't show that, oh, like, yeah, like I'm polite. Like, no, you go, and you make this start memorable, or do not lose your impact, or do not lose your impulsivity. Somehow with the page of Wands, it's like you have to show passion. You have to show passion. You cannot go in there, trying to be logical, trying to be proper, because probably in that place, the maybe the team, or I don't know if it's like a country, or if it's like a kind of culture, that they are very passionate, and they are very quick to get to the results. They want a certain result, or they want a certain performance from the players. So you have to keep up. You have to keep up, and you have to show, this very raw energy. You have to be passionate. You have to be relentless. You have to be ready. You have to be ready. Even he has to be ready to clash with certain people. I don't know why. But yeah, it's a whole different atmosphere. It's new. It shows. So yeah, he will feel a bit uncomfortable initially, but he has the initiative, and he has the fire in him to actually make this new beginning successful. I would say he's a warrior. He is. With the card of the Judgment, awakening the keyword. So yeah, this year it feels like it's an awakening for him, somehow opening your eyes to the realization that, maybe what he thought that he knew about the industry, or about, or about soccer, or about, teamwork, teammates, styles of work, each thing is like a different atmosphere. It's like a different bubble that surrounds you. So once you are immersed in that, it's like you get you get accustomed to their language, the way they do things. But once you leave that security and you go to somewhere else, you have to get ready, because initially it feels challenging. It feels like it's not for the weak. So he cannot, go into his mind and try to be, intelligent about this. This is not, at least where he's going, it's not about, being intelligent, or it's not about being quick mentally. It's more about showing with actions that you can defend yourself, or that you can keep up. Um, I see a lot of like, um, I don't know why I could it be a desert? Like, because I see the page of once, and there's a lot of like, I don't know, a lot of sun, like very hot, dry weather. Also this very orange kind of, place. I don't know. I feel like it's, yeah, and also there's something about, I don't know, about weather, that it feels like his body is accustomed to maybe a more like cold, chill weather, and in here it's more like hot and dry. So there's something about the color orange, like, oh, everything is orange in here. Um, very earth, but also very hot. So yeah, let's see where he's going. If you guys know, please let me know, or as soon as you find out, please give me a feedback, because I'm curious. But yeah, with the kind of judgment, also for me sometimes, with these famous people that I have been reading for a while, sometimes the kind of judgment literally means that maybe people at some point are going to judge his decision, or are going to be like, oh, he's going over there. Oh, is he really serious about that? Is that good for him? People also like being like, oh, is he ready for that? Really? Is he going over there? The judgment being present, like in a very literal sense, people judging him. And I think that this is also something that is so opposite of what he had been accustomed. That is that he probably had always been very loved and accepted by his people. So now it's like, okay, I have to show in this new place, I have to somehow, show my value, and also I have to get people's approval, or people to like me and accept me. So it feels like the atmosphere is changing. It's changing definitely. He will not be in control. He will not, catch up that easily also, but he will he will put up the fight. He definitely will try to show this energy. He will try to keep up with the energy, to do what they tell him to do, but it's a very different kind of atmosphere. Yeah, this is all I have for him, guys. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.